Hi, my Teletubbies and my Tubies, and I'm back from work. I had a grueling day. I work with the legislature, so before a law becomes a law, I sit there and I work with the drafting of it, the revisions of it, the editing. I also do writing for it. You name it, with the legislature, I pretty much work with that. So before something becomes a law, I have an idea. I'm ahead of the game to see what's going on, and I had a grueling day and it feels so good to be back here with you. We're going to do part 2 of You Really Don't Know. The Narcissist. Let's continue with our friend here.
Seen it, and it started to build a frustration. So on July 10th, I came home and I decided I was going to leave, and I was thinking, like, where am I going to go, all day just be hanging out. I don't need to be hanging out, but she lives here too. She has children. I don't want to make her think she has to, she can't be comfortable. And she was ignoring me, and I was hurt by it. And I asked her, how much money she has in the bank. She only had $600. And then I wanted to see where her mind was. I said, do you want me to leave? And she said yes. And I said, you want me to leave now? And she said yes, without any care in the world. And I got upset, and I packed up and I left. And
what do you think about that? She only had $600 in the bank. She has children, and this empath, a man who knows how to have compassion and empathy, he's like, do you want me to leave now? He was even concerned with the kids, and by the way, the kids are not even his. So I figured she already had something else lined up. That's probably what it is. Like most narcissists, they always have some side piece. They always have something outside that's lined up. But trust and believe.
Became homeless for 10 days. And it was shocking to me that she could be like that. All this crap about me being one and her loving me. There's a point to this video. What I'm trying to say is, I thought this person was a really beautiful person that just was having an unfortunate time in life. And it hurt me because I was being treated like crap. And I was trying to get her to see. I wasn't trying to put her down. I wasn't trying to criticize her. I was trying to get her.
That's something else. You heard what he said. He ended up being homeless for 10 days. This man had to be on the street for 10 days, homeless. How sick is this? Okay. This narcissist, it's a female, okay? Because you see men get hurt too. It's crazy. She sits up here and put him out on the street. Now, and I can identify with the part when he says that she was treating him really badly. That part I can identify with. Now, I told you that with the discard and all of that other stuff about the silent treatment. No, I can't get into that too much because I don't tolerate it. But in terms of being treated badly, yeah. My narcissist, the nut, yeah, he treated me badly. He treated me badly, and I'm just so not good with that. With somebody sitting around trying to, I treated that character like a king. Do you hear me? When this character came home, he had nothing to do except to be served. Okay, and keep in mind, I work with the legislature. I work a full-time job. Sometimes I get home at 8 o'clock, and I make sure the home is totally clean and correct. Dinner is made. Taking off your shoes, ready to rub your feet. I'm the one that should have had my feet rubbed. You know what I mean? And I treated this person like a king, and in the process, just like this gentleman said, they suck. They have no appreciation. This guy, he seems like, and I always say seems, because people always appear to be something that we don't know. At the same time, this person seems like he's a nice person. He actually grew to love this narc. Let's listen in some more.
To see, like, hey, you've been telling me that people treat you this way. And I think that because of your relationships, you're used to this, and you're treating me how you don't like to be treated. So in the beginning, when we separated, I called her, and I would be angry. And, I was cursing on the phone because I'm on the streets.
That's
with
terrible.
like a couple $100. Like, it was just so immature.
Wow.
And the next thing she did was she blocked me, and there we go again. So, adrenaline drug dose number 2. I was shocked again because, I was the one. That's what she said. I was somebody very special. And I'm like, wow, she's blocking me off all social media. I can't call.
And the Grammy Award goes to the narc. Because they can put on such a convincing performance. Like you heard him say, she told me that she loved me, that I was the one. And it's not easy to really fool men. I never really thought it's very easy to fool men. So if she could actually, because men are not usually emotional. Women, we men are more visual. Women, we get pulled in by audio. We're more enticed by what we hear. But I can't believe that she actually got away with that, deceiving him. But like they say, these people, they deserve the Grammy. Forget about an Oscar. They get the Grammy. Let's go.
But I knew enough to know that even though what my calls go straight to voicemail, I know that when you're blocked, you can, at least on the Androids, you could leave a voicemail, or maybe on the Galaxies or something like that. I'm not too sure. But I know on her Galaxy, I could leave voicemails. So she was still getting my messages. I just wasn't able to talk to her. And I was surprised. And I started to look up a lot of dating advice. And because I was going through cognitive dissonance, which cognitive dissonance is where I think people think that means confusion, which it is a certain type of confusion, but it's where you have two facts, one on this side and one on this side. And you know a reality, but you struggle to make a decision between both facts, and you go back and forth. It's confusion, a type of confusion. And I was going through that. My rational mind saw me like, hey, I was treated bad over there. Forget that female. How could she treat me like this? And then my emotional mind, by her doing.
What I find hard to believe? Why would men, now it's understandable how women can get stuck with a man, because when you look at the male-female ratio, there's more women than men. Not necessarily good women, but there's more women than men. Because I'm just assuming, if it were me, with all these extra women out here, do you honestly believe that I would get stuck and trapped? I don't think so. But I guess when your heart is involved and you're in love, I was with my narc for 11 years. He walked a straight line somewhat, pretty much. Look at me. Do I look like I tolerate a lot of foolishness? No. But anyway, if I was a man and I have the upper hand like that, there's no way in the world, honey, she would have been history. She would have been such history, because all these females out here, and you know how many lonely females there are out here looking for a good, and this is a good man. Right now, he's at work right now. He's faithful. He is spiritual. It don't get no better. A faithful man, working, and he's on God's team. And she couldn't appreciate that. She's a loser.
The silent treatment, no contact, was saying like, I need this person. So I was getting messed up. I never felt like that for any person ever.
Really?
And I started to look up dating advice. And I found out some things about myself, stumbled upon MGTOW. I don't agree with MGTOW, by the way. If I ever get the chance, I'm going to make a video about it, because I think that MGTOW is just another thing that separates people in society. So that happened, and then the dating advice seemed very good. I was like, this is going to work. I need to go no contact. And there's two types of no contacts.
That's right, baby.
There's the no contact that people use as a strategy to create this distress in the person's mind to cause your ex to miss you and come back. And then there's
We're familiar with that, right? That no contact, where they don't call you because they want you to call them. I was never one to be a caller type person anyway. When he used to constantly call me, I used to get annoyed, actually. I can't understand why you call me so much if it's not a business. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have something of serious nature to talk about, I call because I want to hear your voice. Really, I think we live in the same house, and you will be hearing my voice when I get home. You know, because I knew that game. They want to get you used to them calling you, so that way when they don't call you, you're starting to feel uneasy and uncomfortable. No, not this gal. No, don't call me like that unless you have something important to talk about. If you really want to hear my voice that desperately, or that whatever, I will see you at home and I'll talk to you all night. You can hear my voice all night long, because I'm not trying to play that game, because I know that nonsense. Or you want to pick me up from work, you want to try to make me dependent, so that way you can have something to snatch away anytime you want to try to set me up. I've always been independent. You know, because I've seen so many women, especially like when I looked at my mom and her dating scene and all of this, and I saw how these characters were not reliable. So I've always been, no, don't try to make me dependent. No, I'm not. You don't have to pick me up from work. No, you don't. When it comes to carrying up the groceries, yeah, let him carry up the groceries, because you're not trying to emasculate the guy. Let a man be a man, yeah. But majority of the times, I carried up most of the bags. Why? Because I'm not trying to, I don't know, maybe it was my sixth sense or something. I need to stay dependent on myself. God, Jesus Christ, and Sheila True Love. Let's listen to the second reason why they go no contact.
The toxic no contact, where you're dealing with somebody in a toxic relationship and you're just supposed to permanently no contact them. And as I was looking up the dating advice, I came across these two no contacts. But I didn't think Holly was the toxic. Oh, I didn't mean to say her name.
Holly!
I didn't think that...
we see you, Holly!
That my ex was a toxic person, you know. So, and I'm not restarting this video, so it's just going to be like that. So, I started to look up her traits because... You know, the no contact principles online was talking about how your ex comes back for sure after this time and it works, but something just didn't seem right. I can see in people's stories that it worked for them, but I remember my ex narcissist getting mad over very, very trivial things and giving me silent treatments. And, you know, so I was thinking, like, you know, she's not going to be contacting me. And I started to get nervous. And I started to look up her traits, and lo and behold, I discovered narcissistic personality disorder. And
that's it. You always have a choice, darling. We're going to end this and make a part 3, because I don't like my videos to be too long. This is already 13 minutes. I usually like to keep things short. If you notice my videos, I like to get straight to the point. Some people, they want to talk forever. No, I like to get to the point, keep it short, 5 minutes at a time. If I go over 5 minutes, trust, I don't have too many videos that do that. So you always have a choice, my darlings, and we will have part 3. I'll be back. We'll talk again. I love you. We're stronger than you. You're stronger than you think. Oh man, we could get past these fools. Really?